They told you the Bible is a book about God. They were right. But they forgot to tell you it is also a book about 5 women. 5 women who were lied to, traded, abandoned, and unloved, and who, despite every single one of those things, held the thread of history in their hands, without anyone ever thanking them for it. Their names were Sarah, Hagar, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. You have heard their names in passing. You have never heard their stories. Stay with me, because what you are about to discover will change the way you read every page of Scripture you have ever touched. Sarah had been waiting for a child for 10 years after God's promise. 10 years of silence. 10 years of watching her body refuse to cooperate. And in that silence, she made a decision that no sermon I have ever heard has been willing to sit with honestly. She handed her own slave woman, Hagar, to her husband Abraham and said, "Give me a child through her." Hagar had no say. Hagar had no choice. And when Hagar became pregnant, something cracked open between these 2 women that never fully healed. Sarah's desperation turned to bitterness the moment she saw what she wanted growing inside someone else. She had arranged the entire thing, and then she could not bear to look at it. Hagar ran, alone, pregnant, into the desert. No plan, no protection, no destination. And it is there, in the worst moment of her life, that something extraordinary happens. An angel finds her. Not Abraham, not Sarah, her. And when she speaks back to that encounter, she does something no other person in the entire Bible ever does. She gives God a name. She calls him El Roi, the God who sees me. Not the God of Abraham, not the God of the covenant, the God who sees me. An Egyptian slave woman sitting by a desert spring names the divine, and the world has barely noticed for 3,000 years. Leah was unloved. Rachel was barren, and they were sisters married to the same man, living in tents side by side, each watching the other have the one thing they most needed. Leah named her sons after her pain. Reuben, because God saw her suffering. Simeon, because God heard she was unloved. Levi, because maybe this time her husband would look at her. And then the 4th son was born, and something in her finally stopped begging. She named him Judah, which means praise, and this time she did not mention Jacob at all. That 4th son, from the wife nobody wanted, became the ancestor of every king of Israel, the line of David, the line of the Messiah. The next time someone tells you the Bible has nothing to say to women, or that it only speaks about them, never for them, ask them about the slave who named God. Ask them about the unloved wife whose son changed the world. Ask them about the woman who laughed in the face of the impossible and got a nation. These 5 women were never given microphones. They were never given pulpits. But their decisions, made in tents, in deserts, on the sides of roads, in the dark, without applause, are still shaping the world you live in right now. If this story moved you, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Subscribe, because next week we go even deeper. Their names were Sarah, Hagar, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, and they were the story all along.